Burn Line Podcast. The burn line on a well-crafted cigar is straight and sharp as a razor, much like our wit and wisdom. And what is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, over the age of 21? You are listening to Burn Line Podcast, coming to you not live from the Hot Box, the smoky back room where deals are struck and fortunes are made, adjacent to the Phoenix Room, nestled amongst the complex of rooms that comprise tobacco on Main Street, Westminster, Maryland, USA. And we've got Tom Cannon here. Say hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
There we go.
And we have special guest Ethan Sponagle, who is the Maryland, D.C., Virginia rep for Drew Estate, and we are smoking Drew Estate. This is the Drew Estate show, right? So, first of all, welcome. Glad you could make it on the show. We will be smoking the latest release from Drew Estate, which was unveiled at Freestyle Live, but it's a little different because we're actually recording this before Freestyle Live.
Yes.
So no bands, no merch, no branding, but we will talk about the stick, and we all have something slightly different to smoke today. So, El Fumo, what are you smoking?
So I have the Joya de Nicaragua, what was it again? I'm sorry.
That's the Joya Cabinetta, and that is the pre-repackaging.
Yeah.
So it's got a little specialty.
The 2017 Blast from the Past.
All right, and I am opening up shortly a Freestyle Live pack, and I will be smoking one of these. And Ethan, what are you smoking?
I'm going with my go-to Liga Privada H99, the Connecticut Corojo Hybrid.
All right, and Tom?
I am going with the Freestyle Live cigar.
All right. So you and I will compare notes.
Yes.
All right, good. So with that, we have to do our cutting and lighting ritual. So everybody have a cutter. I have got my Craftsman's Bench, open-ended, double guillotine. Ethan, what are you cutting with today?
I'm using the Zycar XI2 H99 cutter, just coincidentally.
Oh, matches?
Yeah.
All right. Tom, we already know you have your Colibri
Colibri V.
Deep V. Angel, what have you got?
Zycar X1 Deadwood.
Oh, okay.
They're
So
good.
that's,
That's a lot of money you're throwing around there, Bubby.
She's gone. All right, she's back.
of course, Deadwood is a Drew Estate product.
Yep.
But you're not smoking a Deadwood. You're smoking the Cabinetta, and that's the pre-redesign. So, all right. Everybody ready? And as always, we remind you to clip that cigar with authority, no limp-wristed cutting allowed. And Ethan, we've got this little ritual we call the hand job, but we just tap the head of the
So you
cigar
guys are a little
out.
different than me.
Yeah.
I always pack
that.
like
Okay.
this is the habit I have, but I'll
Okay.
switch.
Yeah, we do this. Now, you got to be careful. I use the fleshy part around my thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Angel has actually popped his wrapper once or twice with his
He's just so
aggressive hand
strong.
jobs.
Yeah.
So,
It's a man like.
all right. And it is time for the official lighting. Now, I have got my Drew Estate Freestyle Live lighter from last year's pack. And Angel, you have got
Just
same
Drew Estate.
style,
Yep, just Drew Estate, regular Drew Estate branded lighter. So
black, nice. Yeah.
I'm using the Beat to Hell New York Jet
Quad flame?
Quad Flame. You can't kill these things.
No. I feel very overdressed for this one. I'm using the ST DuPont Extreme.
nice.
Oh, all right.
Tuner.
Well,
That's a tradition,
I
actually.
normally light up with my ST DuPont double flame, flat flame, gold plated Johnny Midas light. Goes with the name, right? However, in honor of Drew Estate, I'm going to use this guy.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
we're selling out right now.
That's,
So
I've listened.
pretty hard.
All right.
That's my job, so I'm glad that somebody else took it.
And as always, we remind you, toasted, not roasted. Treat that cigar with the love and respect it deserves, and it will return the flavor. And what I like about this cigar and any lighter wrapper is you can tell if you're roasting it pretty fucking quick. And of course, a single jet torch, very easy to control. Unlike Angel's ST DuPont with the soft flame that dances all over.
Yeah, that thing is crazy.
That's my fault because I got it for you.
Yep.
I was like, that's the one that I wanted to get me, and I was like, nah, I don't want a soft flame. I'll get the jet. So I got it for you, and then I'm like,
Damn.
I should have asked you first.
Yeah.
You might have been like, no, give me a jet.
No, I like the soft flame. It's pretty dope.
He likes free lighters.
Who doesn't?
Right.
It wasn't free.
To him.
It's the blood, sweat, and tears of all the work they do. Tom.
Yeah.
It was not free. That much I can promise you. But El Fumo has been a faithful staple on the show and earned it. So, especially since I make all the profits and he works for free. So.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Profits. Starts with a negative.
Yeah.
All right, so we are lit up, and Tom and I are smoking the same thing.
Getting kind of some. It kind of feels to me like a cross between cedar and oak. If that makes sense. One of the notes I'm getting. It's sort of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, agree. Also, there's a Arabic spice palette on this. I don't know if you are familiar with cardamom.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little cardamom on here.
It's spicy without being burning you. Which, yes, that familiarity I am. I'm like, I can't remember what I've eaten in the past, but I know, but it doesn't burn.
Yeah, there is spicy on here. It's not black pepper, but it's not like cayenne that has that bitter note.
No? Kind of got a sweet roundness to it.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Have you smoked one yet, Angel?
I have not.
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So,
Yeah, definitely should have smoked one.
tell me about your stick real
Oh,
quick.
this is really good. Definitely not what you guys are smoking, but
Well, 8 years age is going to.
Yeah, it's going to help out. So the spirits. This is Basil Hayden's.
Basil Hayden's red wine cask finish.
Oh, very nice.
15 proof, I think. Nope, 80 proof. I'm sorry.
So
it could be very smooth.
shelf strength, I call it. By the way, as a fella that frequently pairs spirits and cigars, I really don't like the trend recently for higher proof spirits because I want my
I
palate
agree.
active to taste the cigar. So I kind of actively seek out 80 proof. You can't go lower because of branding laws and stuff. But
That's part of the reason I enjoy Scotch. 80
Yeah.
proof.
yep, nice blended Scotch.
so what I'm getting on this is like a small hint of cedar, a little bit of anise to it. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Kind of like a licorice taste. Not really, but close enough.
Good. All right. So why don't we get down to brass tacks? We're thrilled to have you on the podcast in the lounge today. The hot box, the smoky back room where deals are struck and fortunes are made. But of course, I follow you and vice versa on Insta. But first time meeting you,
Yes.
well met. Why don't you just tell us and the audience a little bit about yourself, how you got into the industry, all the juicy details.
Sure. So I gotta say, thank you again for having me. This is the first podcast I've been a part of in my 3 years working with Drew Estate in this
All right.
market. So you guys broke me here. It's very exciting. But starting out into the industry, my dad opened up a cigar shop in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, so not too far away from here, when I was a teenager. And due to the Amish population, there aren't a ton of labor laws when it comes to family-owned businesses. So when I, was
Hold
like,
on, I'm taking capitalism notes.
yeah, I was gonna say this was great.
Taking notes.
Deals to know. So there were points where he's working 6-7 days a week and you need a break. He's like, hey, you go run the shop, but you kind of need a break. He's like, you want out of school today? Of course, like who wants to go to
Right.
school? So I would drive over and work the morning shift, and I wasn't smoking cigars or anything then, but just being around it and talking with his customers and regulars to learn the product. So I just ringing a register, didn't know anything. And then when I graduated and was going off to college, I needed something, a little closer to where I was going at the time. So I worked and applied to Cigars International up in Hamburg, which is the large superstore that they have. And I hated school, always have. And surprise, surprise, college was not that much different for me. Wasn't my bag. Took the test to pass and never did any of the other stuff. And this was about the time they were starting to relocate their team to Texas to open the first out-of-state stores of Pennsylvania outside the Dallas area. And there was conversations, once I graduate to maybe look at that, or now it would have been like Florida or wherever else they were at the time. But their inventory manager decided to not relocate, and there all of a sudden was an opening. So, guy who hates school, loves the cigar industry, grew up in it. And knew that his parents would kill him if he didn't have a job to drop out of school to justify it. Said, let's go for it. Figure it out. So, fortunately back then, tobacco laws were still 18. So at 19 years old, I moved halfway across the country to the Dallas-Fort Worth area to open and manage the inventory for the first superstore in Texas. And then throughout the years, just worked my way, up through the company into a supervisor role, ended up becoming a general manager for the Fort Worth store, helped all the other stores train and hire staff when a new location would come online during COVID, working with the Florida team on the inventory portion for them, and just kind of kept building the knowledge in the industry. And through that was fortunate to meet a lot of high-level manufacturer people, not just within Drew Estate, which obviously that was a fortunate thing that it kind of fell this way, but just, you got to do events with Padron and Fuente and all these guys that, don't do a ton of events. They did it for, Cigars International in their brick-and-mortar stores. So...
Yeah, time out.
Yep.
This is going to be a little bit awkward.
Go for it.
Try talking at the camera.
At the camera? Okay. Gotcha. That's important. So... going through and learning, from them, and knowing I wanted to be on the manufacturer side of the business at some point in our future, but not knowing the how, just kept working for them for the better part of, 5.5 years down in Texas. And then one night I decided, hey, I kind of want to get out of retail. It's long hours. It's a cigar bar. So there are days I'm working till 3 a.m. back at 8. Not sustainable long term for a lot of people, and saw that Drew Estate had a job opening. Hey, I know that area relatively well, growing up a little bit outside of it, and just applied, and the rest is kind of history. He's been working here now 3 years. I don't think I can really say I work, because I get to work with a lot of great people who make my life easy. My days are good. My worst part's traffic. As we were talking about when I was coming in, is just that's the stressor of this job, is traffic.
What do you mean the Beltway's so exciting?
The Beltway.
95.
A Beltway.
Yeah.
And selling cigars is work,
It is.
but it's fun work.
How's that saying go? Like, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the only stress I have is the stress I put on myself when I stack, 4 or 5 events in a week. That's on me. But, also...
But you're a stud. You got this.
I try.
You handle it.
Figure it out.
I like the Alan Watts quote: "Be focused on the present and realize that it's not work, it's play." Right?
Yeah.
Big Alan Watts fan. All right, so of course I'm smoking the Freestyle Live cigar, which we are about to talk about. But of course it came in Freestyle Live pack, and this year is pretty cool. Thank you, sir. Because you got this big ass Thirsty Man tumbler with 3 cigars in it. So 3 is interesting because you have one to save, one to smoke, and one for a friend. And I do have one of each Freestyle Live cigar in my collection humidor. And then I buy the finished product, and they're next to each other.
Yeah,
Right,
they're
so-
always fun because they have the basic white label.
Yep. Basic White Band FSL, August 2025 on this one. Here, let me show this off to the camera. You guys are probably familiar, and of course we did our freestyle live event last year as well. Show. That's the tumbler. It's kind of cool. Coyote tan, flat dark earth.
My wife loves it.
Yeah, with the logo.
I knew I wasn't going to get to keep that one.
Yeah.
It's manly enough. You won't get
I don't know. I just bought my wife a Stanley, and she likes it. But then she read online that they have lead in them or something, so she's been fucking eyeing that thing. And I suspect
it's gone.
It's gonna end up on her side of the cabinet.
I'm glad we got it on film.
Yeah. So all right. So Drew, the centerpiece of this show is the 2025 Freestyle Live cigar. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about the cigar and the brand and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so this was something I was super excited to hear about beginning of the year. You know, we had an idea what was coming, just not necessarily the when of it. And so, like we said at the beginning of the show, you know, we're a day before the actual announcement, so news to you guys is this is going to be the Nica Rustica Connecticut Shade.
All right.
It's the official cigar name.
All right.
Well played.
Which is a cigar. I'm a huge Nica Rustica fan. I love a product that is, you know, one, price friendly, and two, smokes well above its price point in flavor profile and quality. So, you know, you're saying you guys get 3 cigars. I came a little more prepared with a bundle of the cigars.
All right.
You got more friends than we do.
I do. I know the levers to pull now. I've been here long enough. And it was something they have sent quite a healthy amount of samples for us, and I have smoked a lot of those samples myself. You know, just familiarizing my palate with what I'm going to get out of this cigar, so when it starts hitting the stores, you know, I can talk about it a little bit more well-versed than I usually could be, you know, when it's something I haven't had a ton of sampling for.
So,
Go ahead.
interesting, because we're going to talk about Drew products, our favorites, historical favorites, that sort of thing in a minute. That's the topic today. And one of the cigars I was going to mention was the Nica Rustica. What is it? Adobo? Love that. Yeah, the Adobe is a great cigar. Love that. And like you said, a very approachable price point for a great stick. So this is the Nica Rustica Connecticut Shade.
Yes.
And that's the official name.
Yes.
Okay. Now, of course, by the time we air this, all you guys will probably have tuned in to Freestyle Live. I hope so.
I am. I'm watching it tomorrow night.
Yeah, we
I'll be
should.
there.
We should live stream it. Oh wait, it's already live streamed. Let's live stream
record.
us watching. Yeah. So all of the branding, and I'll put the cigar up on the screen for folks to see. But that's the big unveil. What can you tell us about wrapper, binder, filler?
Yeah, so wrapper leaf is, you know, obviously Ecuadorian Connecticut. No shake-ups there. They're unfortunately...
Up, time out. He
Yeah.
said Ecuadorian wrapper. Cheers.
Someone listening?
Yeah, we
Good
forgot
to
to tell you. Anytime someone mentions an Ecuadorian wrapper, we take a shot. And we did a whole episode on that.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, and then the
Choose my
biggest...
words
very
a little more.
blurry
I'm going to choose them
episode.
carefully.
But here's what's so cool is we did that episode, and like 2 months later, the biggest cigar podcast in the world did an episode on Ecuadorian tobacco.
And
I'm
we
like,
we
beat 'em
called
to
it
it. Yeah.
2 months before.
It's, you know, I still think a lot of people are surprised with how many customers come into stores that are milder cigar smokers, because I feel like the people you see in the shop every day who are avid cigar smokers have, you know, moved past a true mellow cigar out of the Connecticut shade into your more Habano
I can
or
absolutely
Maduros.
support that statement. You know, my lounge lizards tend to smoke medium plus to full body.
Yeah.
That's what everybody sees all the time. 60% of my traffic is smoking a cigar that on a 1 to 10 is a 3 or less.
Yeah,
And they smoke 2 to 4 a month.
and the majority
But
of
there's
people,
a lot of those guys.
you know, majority of cigar smokers don't smoke in a cigar shop. They smoke at home or a golf
Yeah.
course, and they're gonna tend to lean on that more mellow smoke out of everything. So that's why this kind of made sense for us to continue the shade path that Drew Estate has been on recently.
And I might be the exception. I don't know, but I smoked my way through the humidor. I think I started with like an Ashton White, and got all the way up to like the Neanderthal. And by the time I was done, I realized my sweet spot is 4 to 6 in strength. A well done shade wrapper I love. There's not that many of them out there.
No.
This is one of them actually. This is a really good smoke. So like my daily smoke is like a Fuente Chateau Fuente Natural Robusto.
Okay.
So smaller smoke, smaller ring gauge. I could always smoke 2, but I fucking hate putting a cigar down in the middle of it, you know. But yeah, natural wrapper is actually my go-to most of the time. And part of that was, I think, just having the clarity to set my ego aside and what do I actually like. And I think if you dig in, there's definitely the guy that like smokes the Padron every time, right? Mm. But there's a lot of folks that when they sit down and think about it, like a 4 or 5 in strength, that's really their wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because right now, my traditional answer is, I get asked, a million times a day, Tom, what do you like to smoke? I will generally say medium plus to full body. Currently, I'm in the 3 to 6 power phase. In my spare time, with no homework, no promotion whatsoever involved, which means that's about 1, maybe 2 cigars a week.
Right. Yeah.
That's where I smoke.
Yeah.
And it's a short one.
Now I go through phases too. I went through a whole year.
Your
where it was
palate,
like,
is a roller coaster, and there's no, that's the best thing about cigars. Whatever you like, you're right.
You gotta shake
Except
it
for
up.
Groovy Blues.
Yeah.
But hey, we're still happy to see you because eventually you'll grow out of it.
So Ethan's getting exposed to all of our shticks on the show.
Sure.
One of which is the Groovy Blue, and another of which is the acid. But we're not going to go there because this is the Twist State.
I love that acid cigar. 3 times a year.
Well, they
That's pretty nice.
they fucking sell. That's
All
the important
day
thing,
long.
right?
And say,
All day
that's
long.
the most important part is they make stores money. They make obviously Drew
Yeah.
State money, and
Yeah.
people seem to like them. I do have some stories on Groovy Blues though.
Well, so here's the thing with business, right? Which I own my own, and I'm fairly high up in my day job with another one. Went to business. This guy's over here like, I fucking hate school. To the guy that went to grad school twice, So, but I went.
That's why we're sitting next to each other.
Right.
You got to equal out the IQ.
I need to be on
Did
that
go
side of it,
to- did go to business school. No, it's not like that. It's just, doors opened, and then that opened up. But the point is, I have experience, and what a lot of folks don't realize about the cigar industry is you have to have a cash cow to make the cigars that are special. A great example, the Fuente Florfina 858, they actually lose money on every one of those cigars.
Sells all day long.
But because they make $100 Opus X's, they can underwrite the common cigars, right? So there's actually somewhat complicated, we call this merchandising, right? Related to price point to keep people coming to the brand, give people what they need. It's sort of like in the automobile industry, you're not making a lot of money on a Civic, right? But people need the Civic. I mean, there's people that need it. This is the car that I can buy. to go
And
to
for
work.
250,000 miles, there's a lot of natural wear and tear parts
Yeah.
you're going to need to replace.
So I sell 3 CRVs, and I underwrite that Civic. So that was the nerdy business offshoot for this show. So that's my one. That's my one for the show. But it's a real thing. And the business side of cigars, this is a consumer podcast. We don't always think about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just to clarify, I am not professionally busting on the Tatiana Groovy Blue. I sell a large portion of the entire Tatiana line. Da-da-da-da-da. That's me personally busting on it. Don't take it.
Well, here's a personal bust. I don't know why they ruined the Wildcat. Because that was great tobacco. And if they had just not fucked up that sweet cap, it would have been a fantastic cigar. So that's my advice.
Really how I kind of got into the Groovy Blue, because I've smoked about 4, was one of my previous employers absolutely hated the cigar. So if we were feeling devilish, we'd get 4 or 5 guys to light one up in the building.
So
It is the world's most aromatic cigar.
It's funny, that was the rite of passage for new employees when I started at CI.
When you gotta inhale!
Okay, not that far. But during meetings, all the new people had to smoke a Groovy Blue because we
Fucking Gen
noticed
Z or whatever he is.
the meetings went faster because people wanted to get out of the room quicker.
Nice.
Yeah,
It
so it's
is.
funny how we both had that.
Well, back in the day, when I was a teenager, we'd go to the local Pizza Hut. There's always a line. Westminster was 1/10 the size it is now. You want the line to move faster? Garcia Vega El Presidente Maduro. Because I'm sitting in the smoking section and you're not. God bless the 80s.
All right, so we are smoking Drew Estate products with Ethan. Thank you so much for being with us. And of course, Tom and I are smoking the Nica Rustica Connecticut Shade wrapper. And we already took our, with the V cut. I have a proper cut. Anybody that cares.
Yes. Again,
So,
everything's subjective.
we know. So and then you're smoking the H99, great cigar.
Yeah.
Love that one. Of course, we'll talk about Liga a little bit, but we break the show up. It is time for our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about our favorite Drew Estate products. So you guys put your thinking caps on. I'll dub in the Jeopardy theme song, and we're going to go to break. Don't go away. And we're back on Burn Line Podcast, Uncommon Cigar Knowledge for the Common Cigar Smoker. And I switched up from the Basil Hayden's red wine cask finish to my 2C premium coffee. Shout out to locally owned businesses. And one thing I will say about this is it's not light. It is a Connecticut shade, but I would peg it at like a 4.5, I think, for strength. And it pairs really well with this Basil Hayden's, which is by accident. We didn't plan that ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of the one of those times where you say, hey, maybe we should do the opposite. We
Yeah.
have a feeling this is going to be a mild, but a hearty mild cigar, but let's go with something real strong and fruity.
Little spicy and fruity,
It's absolutely the opposite
Yep.
flavors,
Yep,
and it complements very well.
it does. And also, this cigar
For
does
the camera,
smoke.
by the way.
Yeah, there you go. Cigar does smoke really well with coffee as well. Now, I drink my coffee black, but smoking this, I think I'd like to try a little con leche with my stick. So I don't normally do that, but I feel like a nice whole milk.
Well, I enjoy my fancy adult beverages. Coffee is the most, on average,
Parable. Like
terrible
this is like
beverage I
parable.
use all the
Best
time.
Yeah.
2-3 cups a day, each with a different
Very
cigar.
How many pots?
2
All
to
right,
3.
you got some catching up to do.
Yeah,
All right, so
No, never mind the pot I drank before I woke up. And the pot I drank before I left for work.
that one doesn't count. All right, so topic of the day, we are talking about some of our favorite Drew Estate products, past, present, and future. And I will kick it off with my all-time favorite Connecticut. Right, so I do enjoy a great Connecticut Shade wrapped cigar, and there's actually 2 of them that I really like from Drew Estate. But my all-time favorite is the Chateau Real. That cigar smokes like a boss cigar. It looks like a boss cigar. Delicious, tasty, won't knock you on your ass. Very versatile. I can smoke it a lot of different scenarios. I guess I'm like far enough along as a cigar smoker. I can smoke it as a breakfast cigar. Not everybody could do that. But if you like drew a cartoon of like a boss smoking a cigar, you know what he's holding? That Vitola, right?
What's the size?
So I don't know off the top of my head, but
I've only smoked 2 in my life, and I don't remember.
it's like Toro Plus,
Okay.
I think it's
6.5.
6.5 by 56. I think
54 maybe.
54. Yeah, something like that. Not a Gordo because I shit on Gordos just because Angel likes them. But speaking of Angel, El Fumo, why don't you tell us one of your Drew Estate favorites?
So my absolute favorite is, funny enough, not that obviously because this is new, but the Nica Rustica Broadleaf.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's a
One
good
of my
choice.
favorites. Yeah, that San Andres binder is pretty dope.
Are you
What color is that one?
That's more of a Colorado almost.
No, I meant the band. I'm sorry,
Oh, the
black
red.
and orange?
Yeah.
black and orange.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you preferring it in the Gordito that came out last year? Or are you sticking with like El Burrito, Short Robusto?
Like a Robusto, yeah, because
Okay.
I haven't had the new one from last year yet.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Okay, that is when I want a powerhouse. That's where I lean.
Yeah.
But I can only smoke Robustos because I am more of that mild to medium kind of smoker, and that has to be the last cigar I smoke for a day.
And it's pretty cool because before we started airing the show or recording, like you said, it's like, dude, the tobacco to price point on that is
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the few Connecticut broadleafs we have that's not Liga Privada, so it really kind of shows why that tobacco can be so versatile and affordable
Oh yeah.
for people.
Ethan, what have you got?
So are you holding me to the fire here? Does it have to be a non-Drew Estate cigar for the joke
No,
you made,
no.
or can I stay loyal here?
No. Favorite Drew Estate. We'll let you off the hook.
All right, I appreciate it. So I'm gonna go very size specific here.
Okay.
Was the Undercrown 10 Factory Floor Lonsdale edition that came out
Ooh.
in 2019.
I remember that
Ooh.
one.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a good
funny because
choice.
I'm going to have more than one answer, and that was on the
Okay.
list.
Just one at a time. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep going in a circle.
That is the cigar when I worked in retail stores that we didn't get a lot of Liga Privada number 9s to smoke. And I couldn't afford to smoke a lot of Liga Privada number 9s. But I could smoke that cigar and it was similar enough in profile. Not in the exact flavor, but that was that little sweet spot and that size is just perfect for me.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good choice. That was a very specific.
Yes. So
Specific
I
cigar,
like to be
yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good.
Well, and part of why that cigar was going to make my top 5 Drew Estate all times is because in the box it came with the
Fumas.
Fumas,
Yes.
the individual leaf
Oh yeah.
Fumas.
Yep.
Now, I own 2 sealed boxes, which I think then gives me the right to have 8 guys if they'd each get one of the Fumas.
Yeah, I think 8.
Yeah, well, I need about 3 more sealed boxes.
Same, because I got
Because
none.
I'm not showing up unless there's 20 guys.
We'll hold him down. I think he's lying.
I remember being at a shop that Angel will remember this shop, and they had the Fumas in there, and the box was open on the shelf. And I was like, "How much for these?" And the guy behind the counter was like, "I don't think we're selling those." I'm like, "I'm just gonna take one." And he's like, "All right." So I just took one.
That is one of the cigars, if I come across in my travel, that I do pick up. That is a product that we don't have it in the warehouse for me to steal. So
If you, in your travels, find any sealed boxes, I will happily buy full retail.
well, no, because I need them. Because I have none left.
I'm happy to give you the actual cigar. I want the Fumas.
Oh, okay, done. That's a great trade.
I got lots of cigar. I need more Fumas.
And,
This is why we love the cigar world. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So, if you make me pick straight up Drew Estate favorite all time, I got to go Unica and I got to go Velvet Rat. Somehow they took that full-bodied Liga Ninus and there is just a creamy, velvety smoothness that they put on top of it, which again gives me my love of the medium plus the full-bodied cigars, but it feels like I'm smoking a 4 to a 5 power cigar.
Yeah, I know there's always a run on those. I have a friend in Southern Illinois, and he has since sold his shop that he inherited from his father. And because he inherited, he was younger than I am, but because he inherited it and had that long history, he got a decent chunk of Liga products. And every time the Velvet Rat came in, I got first dibs. The second closest smoke shop was an hour and 20 minutes away in Missouri. So he did have a corner on the market for a lot of, a lot of folks for in our circumference or whatever. But man, I've got fond memories of sneaking in there at my lunch during work, and we'd both light up a Velvet Rat and talk shit. His brother was always in there, like, day trading or whatever on his computer. It was very, like a soap opera or something. It was very cool.
Well, that's a cigar they don't send us, unfortunately, too regularly, if ever. So that's where the perk of my dad still owning a shop.
Mm-hmm.
I can go up and visit him because I miss him. And stuff might just walk out the door with me when
Since I went fourth, I'm going to go fifth. It's one that you guys, it's sort of like the Hoyt de Nicaraguas. You don't make those, but you do carry those. One that you used to carry, the Debonair Maduro.
Mm.
Wow.
I will put that in certainly my top 10 cigars of all time. Maybe it might own the number 5 slot.
Yeah.
My only objection is, I can't get it anymore.
Right. Yeah, the Debonair Maduro, that was a good smoke. I remember that one.
Yeah, I'm down to like 20-some of them.
What's the name of your dad's shop, by the way?
It's D&S Cigar Lounge.
Oh my god, I've spoken there. No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I know your dad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See how small this world is?
Yeah.
Holy shit. And so you know Alexander then?
He's like an uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny as shit. Oh my god. This is weird.
Yeah.
All right. Not weird, but you know.
It's
That's
coincidental.
cool.
Yeah. It's cool.
No, what do we call that?
Cigar to bring people?
Serendipity, yeah.
There it is.
Holy
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
So, Angel,
Yeah.
name another one.
Alright, you're gonna hate me.
Okay, probably.
But this was my young man when I was starting cigar smoking. The Blondie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blondie's pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't judge you for that. I'll judge you a little bit. Silently. I won't say it on air. But
Not this episode.
yeah, not this episode.
From both sides of it, I see and agree. The Blondie, it is a flavor-infused cigar. It is a hand-rolled that is then steamed with all natural herbs, oils, whatever it is.
Now, wait a minute. Don't we have to call it aromatic nowadays? I think that's the political.
I'm not
correct
sure.
word.
Whatever. Okay, it's an aromatic-infused cigar.
No, just aromatic.
But at least they are not the machine-rolled crap you're buying from the 7-Eleven. It's not a
They're not
You
flavored.
are smoking a premium cigar.
They're not flavored. I think that's a fair point to make.
They have a great room note to non-smokers. It's easy, it's mild, it's short. They sell all day long.
All right, so for me, my second pick is going to be the 20 Acre Farm.
Oh, such a sleeper.
It's a sleeper, man. The fact that anybody thought to put sun-grown tobacco inside the cigar is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a Connecticut wrapper too, isn't it?
It is.
Yep. But they paired it with this punchy Florida tobacco where you smoke it and this is not your grandpappy's Connecticut.
No, not at all.
And however the aging is done on the wrapper, like there's no bitter that comes through, which is kind of common on Connecticut's. It's got that just spicy, and it has a little bit of floral to it, which I like as well. So I've always got a couple of those in my home humidor. And it's a little, like I said, for my palate, it's kind of on the upper end of the range. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm going to go with 6.5 maybe in strength. But
It's a lot stronger than people realize. It's not a strong cigar, but it's definitely not your typical mild
And
shape.
you brought up an interesting point about Connecticut's. And essentially, correct me if I'm wrong, any of you, what it boils down to by my knowledge base is the difference between regular sun-grown Connecticut and shade-grown Connecticut. To get a leaf to be light-colored, in my mind, they're essentially kind of picking it a little early because it hasn't absorbed enough sunlight to make it dark. The shade gives it more time for the leaf to mature, but still keeps the rays off of it, keeps it as a light-looking leaf that you still get those nice rich flavors out of. But the difference, in my mind, is the bitterness that can come with some sun-grown Connecticut shade leaves. Well, the shade. Connecticut colored leaves.
Yes.
yeah, and there's also some chemistry there. as well, which
I'm sure.
is when you deprive the plant of sunlight, it compensates by producing more chlorophyll, right? And chlorophyll is essentially the chemical it uses to convert sunlight into energy, right? And so when you grow leaves under shade, they're greener, more chlorophyll, and chlorophyll does have a bitter flavor. So once you harvest the leaf, you have a choice, right? You can invest. It's money sitting there and aging it, or not. And, historically, traditionally, the Connecticut Shade wrapper, as opposed to Connecticut broadleaf, is not, it's not cost effective to really age.
I think it's the
Now-
most costly leaf on the planet, isn't it?
It is in a purchasing standpoint
Yeah.
because you need it to stay the same color, and that's where you're going to have a lot of discoloration throughout the leaves themselves. Yes, but time-wise, not necessarily the most cost-effective. Or
And-
cost-ineffective.
Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, Steve Saka, he's got the Sober Mesa, and he's like, this is what a properly aged Connecticut is like. He's full of shit. There's fucking fruit pectin on that cap. Do not give me that bullshit. That is a sweet cap. Period. So come fight with Steve. Now you're talking to a guy.
He's gonna throw down.
You're talking to a guy that smoked
It's
3
like our
of your.
governor throwing down on Trump.
Yeah.
You just invited his ass.
Dude, he'll
I
run you over.
smoked 3 boxes of "Go Fuck Yourself" back to back. So I'm a Saka fan.
Did you do it in one
But-
day?
But you're full of shit. No.
Well, he does.
Dude, he just went through another gauntlet of
With the Lanceros?
Lanceros.
Yeah.
You should come to the Lancero capital of the world.
Yeah.
Lancero capital of at least this part of the world, right?
Dude, Steve Saka's Facebook is wild as shit.
Oh man, he is like no filter.
Yeah.
In a good
He
way.
is the only training in my previous career because he'd always busted up into 2 Zoom nights. He was the only one I attended both nights because he is so fun to listen to.
You don't know what you're going to get, and that's the beauty of
I didn't
it.
get anything repeated.
Yeah, he's a blast, man.
He's honest. He has some Drew State roots. He was president till 2010.
Yep, roughly, yeah.
Yeah. Made a lot of great cigars there. I'm glad he's doing what he's doing because
Yeah, man.
he's free-forming.
All right, Ethan, Drew Estate pick.
My number 2, luckily I got it in my hand. It's the H99 Liga Privada right here. It's just, I love a good Corojo, that citrus cedar note to it, a little bit of white pepper, the slight bias towards the phenomenal tobacco that is grown in Lancaster, Pennsylvania that is in here. Can't go wrong with, Pennsylvania broadleaf Green River Sucker 1.0, but that's just the kicker for me.
Oh man, he's getting us all hot and bothered. He got all technical.
Yeah, well, it's not a bias, man. When you got like literally every major grower secretly buying up Lancaster tobacco,
Yeah.
and not so secret, Francisco's like, oh yeah, I bought this farm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I remember, when I first started working in the industry a little bit more consistently, when I could smoke cigars and stuff like that, Rocky Patel had bought out all of the Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper. And there was a shortage for 4 or 5 years because of it. Because he's just like, hey, I know what I have right now. This was before anybody was really using it for wrapper leaves. And now you see that coming back a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
a commodity.
20 years later.
Yeah, and this is something else we called before anybody else called. Those fucking Amish, man, they turned around from cigarette tobacco. They're like, nope, that's not the future no more.
Yeah.
Swung hard 180 towards cigar tobacco and fucking nailed it.
I think it's the upcharge that they get on that because they can make less, but it costs so much more for us than just to have it ground up in cigarette tobacco.
And then the other background of it is they're getting fucked with a lot less from the government from it not being cigarette tobacco.
Mhm.
So it's like, dude, it's a double positive. We're
Labels.
losing.
One of the things I learned attending Drew State Pennsylvania barn smokers, which we all
All
miss
right.
in this area,
Yeah.
is that
Hint.
most tobacco in that area is sold through a tobacco broker.
Yes.
To the point where the tobacco broker tells the farmers, this is what I need you to grow next year, and the next year. He's already got it lined up.
Yes, Lancaster Leaf is a major player in our industry, very quietly.
Oh, yeah.
And the Amish, I'm happy to share, are expanding into Maryland. You know, Maryland got its money
Yes.
350, 400 years ago from growing tobacco
Mhm.
all over the eastern shore, this side of a little bit of this side of the bay. The Amish are buying land and planting tobacco.
And cough, cough.
This is going to be a good thing.
Yeah. Secret location just outside York Springs. You didn't hear that. What?
All right, Tom, what you got for us?
You know, I'm so happy about the Nica Rustica because I've always felt that was like Drew Estate's dark horse brand that they never talked about enough.
Mm-hmm.
And to see that in the last 3 years they came out with the Adobe, and now this is like, all right, now we just need to see it popping more in ads because who doesn't love a really great cigar that's freaking affordable?
That was
You know, I gotta buy this stuff too.
Okay, here's my prediction. Ethan, you can plug your ears.
Okay.
A Nica Rustica Corojo wrapper. That's my prediction for the future. Hint, major hint. All right, so it is time for our second break, and when we come back, we will talk a little bit about Drew Estate's marketing, events, and that sort of thing. Keep your dial locked in to Burnline Podcast. And we are back on Burnline Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. The special Drew Estate edition featuring Ethan from Drew Estate. Thank you so much for joining us. And we talked about the newest release, which you guys should be familiar with, the Nica Rustica Connecticut Shade wrapper. Beautiful and delicious cigar. And we're all smoking Drew products, and we just talked about some of our favorite historical Drew cigars. And we're going to wrap it up, Ethan, if you don't mind. Tell us, so I guess for some context, like the Freestyle Live is really cool.
Yes.
Nobody else does that. We love the little goodie packs. You know, you guys are probably losing money on them, to be honest with you.
We do tend to do that.
Yeah, but they're super cool. I've got my Cutter and Leather from last year, and I've got my my large travel mug from this year. We just
I always love more additions to my Drew Estate Museum.
Yeah, the museum, and of course the swag. You know, of course, and here's what stands out about Drew Estate is they've got really cool swag and good cigars, unlike Gurkha.
I thought we were going to do that. Okay. Damn.
I'm sorry, we didn't loop in ahead of time.
No, you're good.
That's another shit.
Drew Estate Subculture Studios is still a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they hand make stuff.
Yeah.
You know, whether they made 10 of them or 100 of them, they're all unique.
Well,
this
that-
happens to be the only one of these in the world.
Yeah.
But that's a long story
That's
for
the other
another
thing
time.
about Jonathan Drew, his love for street art.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he was born in the culture of street art.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Brooklyn!
So with that context, why don't you tell us a little bit about the marketing, branding, cool shit that is going on with Drew Estate?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could take so much credit for all the cool stuff we do, but you know, I gotta give my flowers to our consumer engagement team. You know, and I think what we do so differently compared to other companies is people know our marketing team as personalities with Josh, Christine, and Eric, who are really the guys and gals who get us all the cool stuff to take to our events or to do promotions in stores, or you know, so when we used to send people down to Nicaragua, it'd be like, hey, make sure you bring something for some person to design you a one-of-one item that nobody else really thought to do, and still, even after seeing the cult-like following we have created with Subculture and our rotation of event swag, you know, every so often, no other company seems to want to mimic because they know it's a lot of money. And to your point of for the freestyle live kits in particular, we break even if we're lucky on that. We do barn smoker events. Definitely don't make money at barn smoker. If anything, our budget is always in the red because we want to create the best experience for our end consumers and our retail partners who get to join us on these things. Because we understand at the core of the industry, it's not just the sales and consumption of products, it is the relationship. So just working towards that, and every step that we do, yes, we got to worry about numbers, and we got to make everybody happy and create a living and all this fun stuff. It is how do we make the best time possible and the most memorable experience for every interaction we have, whether it's just me walking into a shop during a business meeting, me doing an event at that shop, or an off-site golf event, whatever it might be, being the standout for that event.
This is why I am a straight-up self-admitted Drew Estate swag whore.
Yeah.
Entire company.
I mean,
love
it's hard
everything
not
they
to
make.
be. Yeah, it's hard not to be.
Beyond the coolest swag.
Yeah.
Happy to discuss who might be 2 through 5, but
Right.
there is
Yeah.
only one king,
Yeah.
4 queen of the pile.
Like the family reunion is baller as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like I look at that, I'm like, that's expensive.
I'm a little heartbroken because that is September 6th, right?
Yeah.
I was supposed to go and I can't make it.
I'll go for you if you want.
No, it's
It's okay. I'll make that sacrifice.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we'd love for you to do this. I'm like, hey, I can't. I have a prior engagement that I cannot get out of.
Call in sick, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He's getting married.
No, I am working at a cigar event. Nothing that exciting, but it is one of those things where being fortunate enough to have attended what was Savage Feast down in Texas, because I got hired 2 weeks prior to that.
Yeah.
So still living in Texas, and like, hey, if you're around, go see what we're about as a customer. And then now being on the flip side of working that event, I have to say I kind of have more fun doing it now because we get to create the moments for that consumer instead of just enjoying the moment that has been created for us. So that was something that was really neat to see both sides of the mirror that people have.
I was upset about all that because we had bought tickets for the Dallas party the year before. COVID killed it. They still sent us all the stuff, which was super class organization.
Yeah.
If you reach out to Drew Estate's customer service email, whatever that is, they respond.
Right. There's a human there. Yeah.
Javier is a rock star.
So we were on the first list for next year, which ended up being the Savage Feast, but the timeline didn't work.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking go.
So the two things that I really enjoy about the Drew Estate brand, the first is cool, right? So, man, I want to say this in a way that's respectful to everybody, but there are plenty of cigar brands. Some of them are legacy brands, and they're kind of stuffy. Drew Estate's not, right? Who the fuck pairs up with Metallica?
The rebirth of cigars, bitch.
Yeah, that is just cool. I'm an 80s kid, so Metallica is like God. That's the holy quadrinity. Well, it's really a trinity because Lars Ulrich, fuck him. Thank you, Napster. But that's just cool. And then the other part of that, like it's the same thing. It's like the other side of the coin is approachable cigars. Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of cigar companies out there that have great sticks that I love, but they're not approachable. The Drew Estate portfolio is approachable, and even the expensive ones.
They are literally the only company on this planet with something for everybody.
Something for everybody, and it's just cool. So that's kind of what I like. You got like over here on the not artsy end, you have like Perdomo, where it's like there is no art, there's no special stuff. It's approachable cigars, and that's it. And then over here you have too artsy, like Lars Teton, where it's like, yeah, but your cigars suck. Like I don't want to smoke it. Ethan, you don't have to say anything during this segment.
I'm just gonna say I got a really good poker face.
You can just. But where Drew Estate brings together is really cool art and swag and stuff like that with really good cigars, and they're approachable. Now I know that my budget is not everybody's budget for cigars. They call me Johnny Midas for a reason, but every cigar in the Drew Estate portfolio. I can buy it. I can smoke it pretty much whenever I want. And, I'm not Bill Gates or something, right? And I also like the, Drew Estate refuses to produce these. You have to fight over it. Here's the one humidor. Everybody bid on it, type of thing. That's just cool, So that's where I'm at, kind of on the brand.
I think a lot of it is we're willing to try something and lose, and not a lot of other companies have that luxury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we are, a very large company in a very small industry, and with that does give you a little bit of leeway of, hey, as long as it's not, we're ass end on this, we can try something and be like, okay, we're just not going to do this again. We made it once, didn't work, on to the next thing, and not a lot of people get that luxury, unfortunately. I think you'd see more creativity in brands that can do that.
Yeah, but you guys also did a shit ton of hard work to be able to do that.
Yes.
It's not just
Well,
like,
somebody did, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and you guys aren't also, not to shit on that, I'm not going to mention it, because you already did. You don't focus or, bank on your swag to sell your cigars, which is kind of weird when a company is like, we're going to push our swag to sell our cigars. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, the cigars stand on their own.
Yeah, it's like,
People would buy the shit out of them regardless.
It's like, let's
And
just be a
so-
swag
It's all about the cigars.
Yes, and so the swag becomes like the lanyard, Sorry, that's a New Orleans term.
Yeah.
Baker's dozen. It's like the special thing added on top, the cherry on Sunday or whatever.
I got a funny JD story. Relates to Westminster. Back in the day, when acid was brand new, one of the first 10 stores in the world to carry it was the Westminster Cigar Company. JD has been here in Westminster, and matter of fact, that's where reportedly he received the recommendation, put those things in cellophane because they're fumigating my humidor.
Well, it was that, and that was back in the day. They used to perfume the tobacco around it. That was the killer. Was the smell and the aroma. It drew people in, but on the retailer side, it also drew the most complaints.
From a consumer end, that's a really cool look. From a retailer end, I hate anybody that puts loose tobacco around the cigars. It makes nothing but a fucking mess.
I've aired the grievances as a previous retail-minded individual.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us on the Festivus episode of my podcast. Next, the Feats of Strength. Pretty sure I know who's going to win that one. All right, so that's it, fellas, and ladies, all of our cigar smoking friends out there. The Drew Estate episode. Ethan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for
Can we
having
throw
me.
in a quick commercial? So if you're loving Drew Estate, I got great news for you. The entire month of October, our brand is Drew Estate. You have 3 outdoor events, plus Saturday, October 11th, the Oyster Stroll 30-foot outdoor lounge. Tons of great raffle prizes, things, giveaways, something for everybody. We'll see you soon.
And that, of course, is at Tobacco on Main Street in Westminster, Maryland, which, I got to give that caveat because we've got listeners in Ukraine and New Zealand and all over the world.
Shout out to the world.
So
Zelensky listens to us.
Zelensky listens to us. So, grab that plane ticket now for October 11th. And, I'm being serious. Westminster is a beautiful historic town, and it's pretty close to Washington, D.C. So you can actually make a great American vacation out of this. You can fly into D.C. I hear they have an airport or two. And come up here to
I think I missed that
smoke your
National
cigars.
Lampoons.
Show up on
Yeah.
October 11th with your passport. We'll get you a free cigar.
All right, that's all we got for everybody out there. Burnline Podcast, thank you for joining us. We will see you again next week. Keep it smoking, my friends.